evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. Taking a look here at the standings there, the Tigers lost 3 of the last 7 to fall a game and a half back in the Central to both the Guardians and the White Sox. Now, we've got a game coming up with the White Sox, which we'll get to see here in a second, but just looking at the calendar, the Tigers have just gone through a stretch where we just haven't been able to score runs. We lost 5-3, 4-1, 4-0, 7-1, 4-0, and 4-3 before we finally erupted yesterday and picked up a win 12-4. And now we got 2 more games with the White Sox before the AllStar Break. A 3-game series on the road against the Royals, and then a 3-game series on the road against the Guardians. So a few big games coming up here over this next week or so, and the Tigers hopefully going to put themselves in a position where they are ahead at the All-Star break. But as long as we don't have an atrocious stretch over here, if we play even 500 baseball, we should still be in the hunt right around 500 at the All-Star break with a chance to at least maybe win the division, if not a wild card. And that's always a good outlook for a team. So let's go on out to Kansas City, or to Chicago, rather. It's going to be a matchup of some crafty left-handers, both featuring pretty good changeups, and Dallas Keuchel, who has pitched very well for the White Sox. But let's head on out to Comiskey, or whatever the heck it's called nowadays, and take on the White Sox.
And here we are on the south side of Chicago, Illinois, at Guaranteed Rate Field. It is going to be the Tigers and the White Sox, and these teams both coming in right around 500. In the American League Central this year, that has them right in the thick of the division race, so these games are going to be important, those division matchups. And today it's going to be Dallas Keuchel going to hill for the White Sox. He is a crafty left-hander. He's got a very good changeup, and when he is locating his pitches well, he is really tough to square up. And as you can see this year, that has been the case. A 1.17 whip and just a 2.62 ERA. First batter of the ball game, however, is Victor Reyes, and he's going to draw a 7-pitch walk, so a good start for the Tigers as they've got the leadoff man on. But now with 1 away, it's 0-2 to Miguel Cabrera. He hits a ground ball to short. They go 6-4-3 for the inning-ending double play, and that's it for the Tigers in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the inning, and it's Eduardo Rodriguez on the hill. A very similar style to Keuchel in that he features a changeup and really relies on locating pitches to be effective. And this year, he has struggled. That whip up at 1.14. He is 6-5 across 18 starts. First, 1 out in the inning. It's Yoan Moncada slicing one into right field. And how about a diving grab from Robbie Grossman here in the gap? Take another look. He is going to go all out, selling out, and laying out for that one. Makes the grab. And next batter, Luis Robert, and Victor Reyes says, anything you can do, I maybe cannot so much. And that ball is going all the way to the wall. Robert's got great speed, and it's going to be a stand-up triple. And a runner just 90 feet away now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Next batter is Monty Grandal. 2-2 pitch to him is up the middle. Baez makes the grab. He's going to flip it over to first, and that'll put him away, and the runner is stranded. And we're scoreless after 1. On to the top of the second, Javi Baez. 2-2 pitch, gets a changeup right down the middle and just hits a bomb to left field. He knew it was gone, saw the little bat flip there, or tuck, or whatever you want to call it, and that thing is going to make it 1-0 on his 16th of the year. No, that's not his 16th of the year, is it? It is. 436 feet, 108.4 miles an hour off the bat. Another look at here as he holsters this bat on the follow through, and that is one that you knew you got every stitch of. Next batter, Jonathan Scope, gets a 3-1 sinker down the middle and rips that into left field. So Keuchel struggling with that command a little bit here. That next batter, Spencer Torkelson, 0-2. He goes up and gets the fastball. That pitch was actually located pretty well, but when you throw 90 miles an hour, it's not that hard to catch up to. 1 out in the inning. That's Jeimer Candelario down the line. That ball's fair. Looked like it may have hit the line. That is going to load the bases with just 1 away in the inning for Eric Haas. 0-2 to him is a changeup that's left over the middle of the plate. He squares it up, hits a line drive into center field. That's going to be caught. Scope able to score and tag. That makes it 2-0. And the Tigers extend the lead here with two-way in the top of the second. Victor Reyes due up next. He's going to watch one that looked pretty good, but that's called ball 4. Loads the bases for Robbie Grossman. And a chance here if the Tigers right fielder can come through. He squares one up on a 2-2 pitch, but that is going to short hop the second baseman, who sends it over to first to end the inning. The Tigers get 2, but they ran the bases loaded here as we now go to the bottom of the second. Part of the order due up for the White Sox. They would go scoreless and down in order, and now we go to the top of the third. That's Miguel Cabrera back up the middle into center field for a leadoff single, and Keuchel right back into the stretch. Next batter, Javi Baez. That ball is down the left field line as they are ambushing Keuchel here in the third inning. Cabrera going to go from first to third. It's a double now, make it second and third. Still nobody out in the inning. Just 2 pitches in. They've got 2 runners in scoring position. Jonathan Scope on a 1-0 pitch, slices one into right. Cabrera going to try and tag. The throw to the plate is going to be cut and relayed. It is not in time, so the run comes in to score. It's 3-0. Baez also advancing on the play, so now another runner just 90 feet away. And Spencer Torkelson says, forget sac flies. I'm going deep. And that ball is into the left field bleachers to make it 5-0 now. The Tigers just pouring it on as Keuchel struggling to get the ball out of the middle of the plate, and he is paying for it dearly. That is the 9th of the year for Spencer Torkelson, starting to swing the bat a little bit better late. That ball going 415 feet. A sinker that was down, and he turns on it, just drops the hammer, and that ball was another no-doubter. Now on to the bottom of the fourth, 2 down in the inning. Runners on the corners, that ball into right field. And the White Sox are on the board as Luis Robert comes in to score. It is 5-1 and 2 on here, and an opportunity for the White Sox. Andrew Vaughn with the RBI there. Then it's Adam Engel. That ball is going to be called strike 3 to end the inning, and that is a big strikeout there as they strand a couple of runners. The White Sox had a chance. We go to the 6th now, or the bottom of the 5th, whatever. Nonetheless, now on to the bottom of the 5th, another opportunity for the White Sox. That ball was a rocket that Baez was able to glove. And now we go to the 6th. It's still 5-1. On to the top of the 7th, Miguel Cabrera leading things off. That ball into the gap in right center field. It is cut off by Robert. He's going to turn to make a throw to second. Cabrera able to leg this one out for a leadoff double. Joe Kelly on the hill for the White Sox here. And the Tigers with an opportunity in the 7th to try and expand that lead. Next batter, Javi Baez again. He did it again, this time on a hanging curve. That ball just absolutely murdered. That is his 17th of the year, makes it 7-1 Tigers. And they are feeling it here on the road against the White Sox. That is the 3rd home run of the ballgame for this squad. As this team finally starting to swing the bats a little bit better, they would go on to win 7-3. Pretty comfortable victory for them as they got the early lead and then hung on late with some help from the bullpen. Javi Baez, player of the game, 3 for 4 with a double and 2 home runs. Cabrera had a couple of hits and scored a couple of runs himself. Reyes led off, going 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. The team altogether with 12 hits, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Nice day for Torkelson, going 3 for 5, including a home run. They got doubles from Baez, the Candyman, and Cabrera, and then Baez with 2 homers, and Torkelson with his 9th of the year. 3 ribbies for Baez, 1 for Scope, 2 for Torkelson, and 1 for Haas. A couple of guys hit by pitch, a couple sacrifices. They hit into 3 double plays, or it could have been a lot worse. Rodriguez gets his 7th win of the year, going 5 innings, 6 hits and a walk, gave up 1 earned, only struck out 2. Then Fulmer, 2 innings of perfect work, gets a hold. Wentz comes in, gave up a couple of runs in 2 innings. Really hasn't pitched well for the Tigers this year, but it didn't matter in this one as they were able to comfortably hang on. Look at the White Sox numbers, just 8 hits on the day, 1 walk. They only struck out twice. They got 2 hits from Moncada and 3 from Luis Robert, but they just weren't able to string together hits. Jose Abreu hits a home run late in this one. Moncada also dropped a home run. They got a couple of triples from Luis Robert on the day. Keuchel, his 5th loss of the year, just going 2 1/3, 7 hits and 3 walks. So the command just not there today, gave up 5 earned, just didn't have it. Lopez, 2 2/3 of admirable work. He was perfect and struck out 4. Then Joe Kelly came in and gave up the 2-run dinger to Baez. And then Kimbrel and Graveman went the rest of the way, not allowing a run in the 8th or 9th. The Tigers win this one 7-3. Now let's go out to Cleveland, where it's the Guardians hosting the Tigers, and again, these teams hovering right around 500. So the AL Central still very much up for grabs, as the Tigers looking for a road win here to hopefully pull back to within a game or two of the division lead, as they have struggled to get back over that 500 mark. And we'll see what Jose Ramirez can do to try and prevent that from happening. He has swung the bat well this year, a 925 OPS, 19 home runs, and swinging the bat pretty well for this Cleveland squad. The Tigers going to have their hands full with Shane Bieber on the mound. He has been outstanding yet again for them this season, a 10-4 record, 1.07 whip, and a guy that has some fantastic stuff, excellent command. First batter of the game, Shane Bieber is going to get a swing and miss here from Akil Baddoo, so a great start there, a 4-pitch strikeout to start off the ball game. Next batter, Riley Green, 2-2 pitch. That one, not a very well-located changeup, but Green able to take it back through the other side for a base knock and the first base runner of the ball game. They're going to put him in motion on a 2-1 pitch. Green, not necessarily known for his speed, but he's going to steal the first bag of his major league career. He got an excellent jump on that one. So runner in scoring position. Two-way in the inning now for Javi Baez. He got a fastball to hit. Hits it deep to left, but he just missed it. That is going to be caught just short of the wall, and Bieber able to escape danger there as they strand the runner in scoring position. On to the bottom of the first. Miles Straw starting things off. Swinging first pitch. Hits a soft chopper to the left side. Candelario sends that over first for the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at the Cleveland lineup here, as these guys are going to be able to put up some runs. If Straw can get on base, they've definitely got some firepower in the middle of this lineup. New addition to Trey Mancini. Andres Jimenez starting to swing the bat a little bit better of late, but still averaged down at 255 and a 687 OPS, not what they want to see from him. Now on to the top of the second. It's Jonathan Scope with a runner on first and one away. Ground ball to third. They go 5-4-3 around the horn for the inning and double play. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Nobody on. 0-1 pitch to Franmil Reyes. It's a slider that was away but up. He extends the arms and rips this ball way out of here. Gone deep to left field. That's going to make it 1-0 on the 15th of the year for Franmil Reyes. And that's what we're talking about. The middle of this lineup is dangerous, and they jump out to a 1-0 lead. Now on next batter, Josh Naylor. Good bounce back from Turnbull here as he's going to get the strikeout looking on a 2-2 fastball up and away. And now next batter, Trey Mancini, 1-2 to him. Slider down and away, and Turnbull settling right back in after that home run as he strikes out the next couple of men that he faces. Then it's Austin Hedges on a 3-2 pitch with a runner on first. Late in the inning and a chance to maybe get some runs, and that is Austin Hedges. Man, you thought Turnbull was going to bounce back and get out of this inning, but he gives up a soft single with two away, and then Austin Hedges lifts one deep and gone to left field to make it 3-0. Now on to the top of the third. Jamer Candelario swings under that one, chases a fastball up out of the zone. He's down on strikes. And Akil Baddoo with two away. He can't catch up to the high fastball. He's down on strikes for the second time already in the ballgame. And Shane Bieber seems like he's locked in. On to the bottom of the third. Runner on second. One away. Jose Ramirez watches one just off the plate away, and that brings up Franmil Reyes again. Remember, he homered his last time up. So runners on first and second, a 3-0 pitch to him, and Turnbull not even going to mess around. Trying to get him to induce a ground ball, and he is patient enough to draw the walk, and that loads the bases for Josh Naylor. 1-2 pitch to him. Gets too much of the plate. That ball is lifted into left center field. That's going to be deep enough to score the runner from third, and that'll make it 3-0 now. The Guardians have a comfortable lead here in the bottom of the third. Let's go to the top of the fourth. One on, two away for Torkelson. He chases a slider off the plate away. Down on strikes to end the inning. One left for Detroit. Top of the fifth. One on and two away, and that's going to be routine ground ball to short there. They flip the second, get the out, gets on there. Take the sixth. Two away for Austin Meadows. That ball hit pretty well, but right into the shift. About 6 scoreless innings of work for Shane Bieber, and they still lead 4-0. On to the bottom of the sixth, and now Turnbull no longer in the game, but a strikeout there to end the inning, and it's Tyler Alexander trying to keep them in this, but that's not going to help if they can't get any runs. There's Miguel Cabrera swinging a miss. He's down on strikes. 7 scores for Bieber on the bottom of the seventh. Runner on second, two away. That ball into left field. He's got speed. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. Make it 5-0 Indians as Miles Straw comes in to score. And now on to the top of the 8th. Beaver still out there. 3-2 pitch to Jonathan Scope. Ground ball to short. That's going to be routine, but he throws it into the dugout. Error there by Rosario. And now, next batter, Jeimer Candelario gets a hanging slider, hits a rocket down the right field line, and hits the foul pole for a 2-run shot. The Tigers are on the board, so the error comes back to Kurt, costs them a run, but there would have been at least one on the board with a swing like that. 5th of the year for Candelario. He has not swung the bat well. It wasn't going to be enough, though, as we go to the bottom of the 9th, 2 away for Spencer Torkelson. Just a soft liner there, handled a third, and that'll do it. Indians hang on to win at 5-2. Shane Beaver pitching very well in this one as they pick up a big win in the division. We take a look at the box score here. Just 3 hits for the Tigers. They walked twice. They only struck out 6 times, which isn't that bad. But do a rough day going 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. They got the 2-run home run from Candelario. That was all the offense they could muster in the runs column. Jonathan Scope hit into a double play. Riley Green stealing a base, the first of his career. Turnbull ends up just 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 earned, and struck out a pair. Then Alexander, an admirable job, giving them 3 2/3 of 2-hit baseball, allowing just 1 earned. Fulmer coming in, an inning and a third, and just a hit allowed. He has pitched well for the Tigers this year. The Indians only had 7 hits and 3 walks. They struck out 6 times, but they had some big hits when they needed them. Miles Straw, a double, as did Jimenez in the game. Reyes, his 15th home run. Hedges, his 13th. They got RBIs from Rosario and Reyes. Hedges' home run was a 2-run dinger, and then Naylor added an RBI late in the ball game with a sacrifice fly. Or actually, that was back in the 2nd inning. Rosario, the error that came back to hurt him. Straw with his 13th stolen base. Beaver pitches well, gets his 11th win, going 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and then they got a hold from Shaw and a save from Clase, his 24th, pitching a perfect 9th in this one. That'll do it for this one here in Cleveland. The Tigers fall 5-2 against the Guardians in division play on the road.
Now, before we wrap up the episode, we have reached the AllStar Break. So we lost the game here 5-2, pulled off a win 5-3 to at least salvage the series. But we sit at 48-50, 2 games back in the AL Central. The White Sox in first, the Guardians a half game back. The Twins are 3 games back, so they're still in the mix here. But this team is just, we're just kind of floundering here towards this middle section of the season. I want to take a look at our team specifically at the major league level as far as stats and some team rankings to just kind of round off this episode, and then we will also look at standings around the league. Akil Baddoo is just not, he's not performing as well as we would like. He's hitting for a little bit of power, but the average is way lower than we would like to see. Riley Green hit a cold stretch. He has started to turn it around, though. He's got the average up to 240, and I'm not super worried about him being a rookie. Meadows has been atrocious. That average at 232, and that's when he's hot right now. So that has actually come up from where it was. We need him to really turn it on down the stretch. He's only got 10 home runs as well. He should be hitting for more power, especially with those ratings against right-handed pitching. Baez has been solid, and he's hot right now. 277 with 17 home runs. Torkelson started to heat up a little bit, and he's doing okay. The power numbers are all right. The average is a little bit down, but he's a rookie, still learning to hit at the major league level. Miggy has been okay. I'm totally pleased with the numbers that he's putting up, considering how old he is. Jonathan Scope has been a disappointment. The power is all right. I'd like to see a little bit more pop out of him. But the average down at 236 is definitely disappointing. Jeimer Candelario has been a total disaster this year. Barnhart has turned it on and got that average up to 257 and 12 home runs. And when you're getting that kind of production from your catcher batting 9th, that's pretty solid, especially when he's a premium fielder. Grossman has been okay pretty much all year. He's never really been super hot, super cold. He's just kind of been decent, but still not quite living up to expectations. Victor Reyes has still yet to get it going. 257 at bats, and his average is 206. We need better from him. Eric Haas is doing fine. Again, like when you look at the numbers we're getting from these two catchers, we're basically hitting about 260 with 19 home runs at the AllStar break. That's basically what we're getting out of Javi Baez. So those two are definitely holding their own. Willie Castro has been awful. 159 in 88 at bats. And the worst part is it's not even like, oh, well, he's drawing a ton of walks or hitting double. No, like a 402 OPS is just awful. Harold Castro is doing okay. I'd like to see his average up around 300 or at least in the 280s. But he hasn't been at least as bad as Willie Castro has been. The last thing we'll look at as far as our stats are the pitchers. Eduardo Rodriguez has been a little bit of a disappointment, but not terrible. Turnbull, the whip is actually not that bad, but the ERA is elevated. I need him to be better down the stretch. Honestly, I need both of these guys to be better down the stretch. Michael Pineda, the whip has been outstanding. He has probably been our most consistent pitcher this season, and his numbers kind of reflect that. Casey Mize, his statistics are the best of any of our starters, but he went hot to get out of the gate, cooled off, and then he's hot again. And those numbers are pretty solid for a second-year guy. So definitely think that he could be a number 2 guy in the rotation next year, maybe even the opening day starter if he continues to develop. And then Matt Manning has been awesome for us since coming up to fill in for the injured Tarek Skubal, and we'll get a look at his numbers here shortly. Joey Wentz has been awful. Tyler Alexander has had some ups and downs, but the stats all in all are actually really good. Joe Jimenez has been awful. Fulmer has been really good and very consistent all year. Watson, not exactly what we were hoping for out of him, but it's way better than what we were getting from Gregory Soto. And then Cisnero was really hot at the beginning of the year and has kind of fizzled a little bit lately, but still not doing too bad for us. Andrew Chafin, same thing, was hot out of the gates, and then he has really kind of struggled to get key outs here later on in the season. Now, we need to look at the injury list because Tarek Skubal is only a couple of weeks from returning to this squad, and we need to decide what we want to do as far as roster moves. I am thinking that we maybe drop Spencer Turnbull from the rotation. That 4.58 ERA in a 5-10 win-loss, it's understandable for me to drop him and throw Tarek Skubal back into the rotation, who was pitching really well, especially if Matt Manning pitches well in his next several starts. I don't think there's any question about that. Now, you also see here Jackson Jobe doing a decent job at Double-A, but probably the best thing to do with him for right now is leave him there and let him continue to thrive a little bit. Get him up to AAA next year. He's only 19 years old, so if we can give him a full season at Double-A, a full season at AAA, and hopefully have him around like a 74 by the time he's 21, I think he could end up being a huge asset for us. Now, Joey Wentz is terrible. When Skubal comes back, Joey Wentz is going down to AAA. So there's no question about that. Because what I would do is just put Turnbull as a long reliever and send Wentz down. Now, the other thing that I need to do is Joe Jimenez. He's got to go down to AAA. He has been way too bad all season for me to keep around. And then if you look here, Gerson Moreno has been freaking awesome. However, he's not on the 40-man roster. So what we need to do now is basically decide who can we call up that is on the 40-man roster. And I'm looking at Alec Lang. The guy throws hard. They don't really reflect it very well in this in MLB the Show. The guy can hit the mid to high 90s with his fastball. He's only a 63 overall, but at AAA this year, he's got a 1.09 WHIP and a 3.08 ERA, and he's on the 40-man roster. He's the guy that we're going to move up. Now, that gives us another long relief type guy at the major league level. So let's go back to our pitching rotation here and see he's got 77 for his stamina. I think what we're going to do is just leave him there, and then we're going to put dang it. Why does it do that? No, that's not what I want. That's what we want, right there. So Tyler Alexander will now be a middle relief guy. He can probably give us extended innings because his stamina is 57. That's good enough to give me an inning or two. Fulmer is kind of the same way. I could probably stretch him out for like an inning and a third type deal. These guys are now our cleanup options out of the bullpen. If our starters are getting rocked, these guys are coming in to try and eat some innings. Is basically going to be their role. And then these guys are the ones that are going to be coming into the game when things are close. So that's the changes that we're going to make at the AllStar break as far as roster moves. Let me just go to the pitching rotation at AAA to make sure. Let's go ahead and put, you know what, Funkhauser's doing a fine job. Gregory Soto, good Lord. I don't want you as a setup man when you're that bad. Let's put Funkhauser. Let's leave him where he is, and let's put Jimenez as the closer and see if he can thrive in that role. So I only have one long relief guy at AAA, so Ramon Rosso better strap on and get ready for a heavy workload down the stretch here. But that's what we're dealing with there. Now, the last thing we're going to look at is a few key team rankings. Starting with batting average, we are 22nd. Really, let's just look at runs. When we look at runs scored, we are 24th in the league. And now what I want to do is go to runs allowed, and we are 17th. So kind of right in the middle of the pack. But when you're at the bottom of the pack, when it comes to runs scored, that combination doesn't add up very well. We've got a negative 33 run differential so far this season. We've got to start flipping the script on that front and getting more runs and giving up less runs. The pitching hasn't been terrible, but it could be better, and a lot of it is that our bullpen has not done very well for the most part. We've had some high spots, but we knew going into the season that was going to be an issue. And then at the top of our rotation has been disappointing. Offensively, pretty much everybody has been a disappointment with the exception of Baez and our catchers. So if we can start getting guys on base and then Austin Meadows heat up a little bit, Jonathan Scope heat up a little bit, this team could be dangerous, but we got to rattle off a stretch where we win like 15 out of 20 and get ourselves comfortably in the lead in the AL Central as we get in, closer to the deadline. So the next game that we are going to play is going to be, I think, this one right here, Michael Pineda on the bump against Blake Snell. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you have not done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?